Here it is, man. What's going on, world? I'm gonna set this up right. I was trying to take a picture. Have Samuel Barnett over here take a picture of him for the thumbnail. Trying to sneak the little prime bottle cap on top right here that I'm resting it on. Anyway, yeah, man. I don't know. I'm done. I'm done with the work week. That's what it is. Every time we get done with the work week, this is what we do. That's what we do every time we finish up the work week, man. Why not, man? Hit him with another of those diesel vintages. Yeah, diesel vintage. Why not? Do things right. Do things correctly. Do it proper, man. Inspection time. I've been getting visited by a lot of insects lately. Imagine that. I'm getting visited by a whole bunch of insects and I'm playing Silk Song of all things. I've been playing that shit. You know, trying it out. I really want to play it a little more often because I didn't have no time today. If the library's closed around 8, I would have been over there. I would have been there, did that. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't it today. Cut my finger a bit on some beer cans, you know, doing some stuff at work. A whole nother story, conversation. But yeah, man. Anyway, got off work and I was like, let's get back to the work. Got off the phone, my guy Kabug, he shot me a text and I was like I said before I started doing the cuts, there goes that diesel vintage. You know, I got his text and I was like, man, I don't know if I should respond to him right away. Damn, I got stabbed in the arm by a fucking splinter. If I should call him right away because I'm on the bus. I'm sitting in the back. It's gonna be loud, and then on top of that, hella kids got off school because I got off work around 3, and I forgot school was off for like 3 something. I don't fucking know. There's hella kids on the bus. So I was like, your shit is packed. Check my text messages when I got home. Good thing I remembered right away. I was like, yeah, let me call this dude now that I'm home. Got on the headphones. We talked a little bit. It was good to chop it up with my guy. I don't know if his birthday's today or this week. I just know he's a Virgo, so it's like end of the season. I know his birthday is around this time. I just don't. I should have said happy birthday. I forgot to. I don't remember. I don't remember a lot of people's birthdays like that. Unless it's like family members and shit. But I've been like just kind of in my own zone. He's like, what you doing? How's work been? I was like, work is one thing, man. You know, I'll find ways to pass the time and get paid my hourly wage. But you know, more importantly, I can't wait till work gets off so I can do this. Hit the live stream, hit the Silk Song, hit the gaming, whatever I need to do. You know what I'm saying? Get off work, get on YouTube, go to work. If I don't have any work that day, get on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Get off work, get on YouTube. Go back to work, get off, go on YouTube. That's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing. We locking in as much as we can until the body and the mind give out. Body, mind, and spirit give out. You know what I'm saying? Then I might need a rest day. Then I rest up and then I find my bearings and I do it again. Because every time I feel like I need a break and I need to be consistent and slow down, all of a sudden I find this wave of energy. And I just start doing it all over again. You know what I'm saying? That's what we on, bro. That's what we on. Every fucking day. Get that same shit. Like I said, I don't work again until Wednesday. 3 days in, we getting that in. 3 days in, we putting the work in. Get the hourly wage, get that in. And then from here, to the content. To the content, whoever checks in, whoever stops in the live chat, the live stream, whatever, we do what we got to do, man. Shower up, freshen up, get right, etc. Just make sure every day, consistently, I was doing what I got to do. And what I realized, like, there's some days and some weeks where I probably need a rest. Where I'm like, I should probably rest. And you know what I do those days? I'm tired as hell. I go to the gym. I go to the gym, I work out. I go to the park, I play basketball, I do something. I work out. Just when you think you're tired, man, I just go and work out. Shit crazy. Just like that. Every single time. But there it is, man. It's the way the life being lived. Indi Salahuddin. Let me know if I'm saying that right. From the USA, man. Where you from, man? Where you from? Where you coming in from? In the chat. Where you checking in from? Appreciate you dropping in though. I'm in the USA though. Let me know where you live at. That's my thing. Is like, you know, if you ask a question, you got to be willing to answer it yourself. You know, in all fairness. Let me know where you at with it, man. USA, you know. And we've been on bullshit lately as a country. We far from united. You're from Bangladesh. Do I know Bangladesh? Is that the city in India? Let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm saying that correctly. Down in let me know if I'm right about that. Bangladesh and India. Is that correct? Is that a city or a town? Let me know if I'm right. Yeah, I'm in USA, man. I appreciate you dropping in, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, man. I don't know if that's right. Is that right? Let me know if that's right, man. I don't exactly know. But yeah, man, it's Thursday. It's Thursday afternoon slash night, whatever. Let's say, man. Worked from 9 to 3. Got out early, got out work early. We're just chilling now, man. We're just chilling right now. Just relaxing, vibing right now. Feel me? Like I said, summer might be over soon, so you guys might want to go outside and enjoy some summer before summer like fully ends. You see how bright it is right now? Go outside, enjoy some sunshine, get some fresh air, go experience life a little bit. Just enjoy yourself, man. Be with the family, go do some things, man. Be with the family, go be with friends, go be with loved ones. Go outside, enjoy some sunlight. Whatever's remaining of it, whatever's left of it. I know in some places, like you guys are dealing with wildfires, man, and other places like you're just dealing with smoke and stuff like that. So I don't really know. Dro, what's going on? Thank you for being here. He said, "Is Thug a snitch?" Um, is Thug a snitch? I thought Gunna was a snitch, man. I thought Gunna the rapper, right? You talking about the rapper? Is Thug a snitch? I don't know. The thing is, like, to my understanding, he knows them phone calls is tapped, but he's still gonna speak the way he's gonna speak. So Thug is just Thug. If you think about it, Young Thug is just Thug. If you think about it, like I said, I don't pay attention to his music. I barely been keeping up with all the circumstances. I'm not on social media, so I don't know nothing. But I think he's just who he is, man. Whoever he is who he is. But you know, I don't think he's doing anything for a lighter sentence or to get out the game. But the whole game is different now. It's changing now. People bust moves and they do things and they put crimes on other people just to move along. And then sometimes you don't know who's working for who or who's doing what. You don't really know. So a lot of that shit's none of my business. My business is just hitting the live streams and playing video games. That's what I'm on. But I appreciate you dropping in, Drill. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, man. MD Sulahuddin. No, bro. He says Bangladesh is not a city of India. Bangladesh is another country, which is nearby India. My bad. Excuse me. Bangladesh is. I didn't know that was a country. Oh, where? It's nearby India, though. I didn't know Bangladesh was a country. I didn't know that. I assumed it was a city for some reason. So I'm sorry about that, man. My bad. My bad. Yeah, I don't know why. I always thought it was a city or something. But yeah, I got to study my geography a little better now, a little more. MD Salahuddin. Hopefully you're doing good over there, man. I hope you guys are safe with all the circumstances and situations going on just around the world. I hope you're being safe out there, man. I hope you're safe. The whole world, climate of the world right now is a little crazy. What can I say? You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody takes care of themselves. You know what I mean? Everybody take care of themselves, please, man. Wherever you're at, it's okay, bro. You don't need to be. You don't need to say. I mean, I apologize because I know a lot of people take pride in their countries and stuff, but I think for me, what it is like I like to know. I like to know things. You know what I mean? I like when I meet people of different cultures and ethnicities and countries and shit. Like I like to know about a little bit, so that I could just kind of break the ice and have a small conversation with them. I try not to do like the stereotypical stuff, but sometimes that's all you know. But I like to talk to people and I like to learn stuff. So I will take it as a learning thing for me. Like I guess today I learned that Bangladesh was a country, which is a good thing. It's good that I'm learning. You know what I mean? But so that's why I apologize because it's like I do kind of pride myself about like wanting to be able to learn more and know more. So the fact that I didn't in that moment, that's why I said it's my bad. But hopefully that makes sense, man. Like I said, I appreciate you dropping in, man. Thank you. But I hope you're staying safe. Like I hope that your part of the world right now isn't going through anything crazy, climate wise, war wise, shit, temperature wise. You know what I'm saying? Like just things like that. I just hope like everyone is staying safe as possible. I'm trying to keep my energy as positive as possible every day because we're just surrounded by war, politics, and everybody has an opinion about assassinations here and there and this, that, and the third. It's just a little crazy, man. It's just a little crazy. Got smoke in the eye, man. But hopefully that makes sense, man. Like it's really interesting. Everybody who was caught up in politics and getting mad at politicians and people here and there, and they weren't handling their own business in real life. I was actually paying attention to them more, like the people I knew in person. And then it's almost like they didn't care about me unless I had an opinion about something. And my thing was like, man, that I see that everywhere. Everyone is kind of like they want to know where you stand with everything going on, and I'm like, I'm just living my life. I'm just living like there's no other country or situation right now where it's like we can live our lives and then kind of not care and just learn how to navigate that as well. And it seems very like oh you're being ignorant by choice or just like whatever, but it's like yeah there's a bit of that, but then there's also a bit of like I'd rather be ignorant by choice to this extracurricular stuff, and I would rather be ignorant to that, but then I would rather not be ignorant to my neighbors, my family members that are personally live with, and my own health situation, my own current financial status, and my own grieving and stuff. I'd rather just be more in tune with what's really around me, and then not judge people based off of just like, hey, do you know about this imaginary hateful thing that we're all kind of agreeing on or whatever. Like I'm not really into that. Like that comes secondary, if not third. In America, where are you from, bro? Oh, I'm in Seattle. I don't know if I said that. I live in Seattle, man. So yes, I'm in the north. I don't know if you know the northwest region of Pacific Northwest region, excuse me, of the United States. I'm in Seattle. So I don't know if you're familiar with that place. It's west. It's on the west coast, but it's like the top of the west coast. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but yeah, I live over there. Yeah, a lot of hate and whatnot in the air. A lot of hate and spiteful energy towards each other. We can't really trust each other. We don't. People judge each other right now. I think it's a bad time. But I'm also like, all that matters not compared to like what I need to be doing and where I should be in life. And I'm just focusing on those things, as much as I can. And because that is the climate, and because that is how things are playing out, I'm like, I need to just move to a place where it's a little more peaceful. A little more of my alley if necessary. So that's just kind of where I'm at as a, I'm American in the sense that I was born and raised in America, but I think like cultural wise, like I'm very culturally American. I have a bit of arrogance and I have a bit of pompousness to me. Um, I have no shame in admitting that, and I have a lot of ignorance and arrogance. So I know I'm very American, but you know, taking the positive sets of those principles and just moving to somewhere where I could finally have a sense of peace and happiness for once in my life. That's just the biggest goal in my life right now. And sometimes a lot of that is getting away from everyone that I loved and defended because they don't seem to really care about me anymore unless I have a concrete stance. But the funny thing is, like years ago, I had concrete stances about everything, and I stood up for people, and I wanted everyone to be united, and I did my best. You know what I mean? If I wasn't able to get through, then hey, I wasn't able to get through, and maybe I wasn't the best voice, and that's on me, and it's also not my fault. But it's just funny that I was in that mindset, and then now everyone is in that mindset. So maybe I'm always early to the party. I'm never really late, if that makes sense. I'm always early to it. I'm like, I have all the energy and I'm ready at 6 o'clock when the party starts at 8 or 9. I'm one of those. So that's how it's always been every year and every generation or whatever. Or I don't know, generation is not the right word, but every era of time that's been happening lately. We were discussing in a more concrete way, in a more plausible and better functional way, uh, uh, race theory, whatever the fuck you call it. Like we had a better wording for it when we were organizing. We used to speak about that all the time in the schools and in our actual programs, and we had a more functional way, and we had more of a space to allow people to hear each other and talk to each other. And like now, it's gotten to a point where it's a pivot point and an argument point, and I'm not into that. I'm just like we were doing that early and we weren't being loved and respected for it at the time period. But here now it's a big thing. It's just like something that we have done and we touched base on a long time ago. Everything from that, all the conspiracy theories. Me and my brother, we were speaking about and studying on Illuminati related stuff years ago, and then it's just like all of a sudden it became a big thing later on, and people started believing in it and started getting into it later. And it's just like, come on, man, like we've been there, we've done that. The spirit science stuff, theories about the pyramids, certain things uncovering themselves, like all these little theories and cultural practices that we just understood based off of just living our lives and just understanding our own lives and our own culture. Little shit like that just made sense, and we were tapped in for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Not just me and my brother. That's like another spectrum of stuff. But then me and my friends and then other people I knew, we were tapped into certain spectrums of life that are like popular topics now or whatever. And it's just like we're early to the party sometimes. It just is what it is. But you just keep on moving on. It's this continuous cycle. People will find these cycles. You'll find yourself in the conversation. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. it's just a conversation piece, and it's just like it depends if you want to conversate about it or not. That's the way I look at things. But to participate in the hate talking and all that shit, and like you know, I don't know, just being happy that people are dying or people are dead, like in any capacity, is one thing. To conversate about it is another. That's one thing about America, I will say. It's been said before, but like we have this so-called freedom of speech here, but you could say whatever you want in this country, but you have to bear the consequences or the possible consequences of those words and those actions. So that goes without saying. I mean, all of our greatest leaders, from Malcolm X to Martin Luther King, they all spoke out, and because they spoke out, they were met by some form of civilians. So depending, regardless of how people felt about them, whether they valued them or not, them simply speaking out made them a target. But that's America right there. Just speaking makes you a target. So I make it my thing to speak positivity and like fairness as much as possible, positivity and peace as much as possible. But that'll get you killed too. And I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Because one thing I know is like if you give me 24/7, 365, I'm gonna show you how to enjoy it, and I'm gonna show you how to work hard. You know what I'm saying? Within this parameter and within this country, man. You know what I'm saying? Am I a boxer? I wouldn't say I'm a boxer. I've always joked around with my coach. I said I'm a pugilist. Look that I don't know if you know that word, but just look that up, man. If you don't know the word, if you have time, don't worry. If you don't have time, don't worry about it. But if you have time, look it up. A pugilist, Pugilist. I mean, I'm assuming you already know the word. You seem like a smart guy, so. But yeah, I always said I was a pugilist, but I don't compete anymore. I used to compete when I was a kid. When I was in middle school, I used to compete. With the seventh, no, I trained. I started training at the end of fifth grade, and then sixth grade, I went to the actual gym with like an actual coach. She was a professional fighter. She fought Holly Holm in one of her last professional matches, and she was my coach. Excuse me, and she trained me as a kid from like 13 to 15 or something like that. So from seventh grade to eighth grade, I was really like training like 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Just and I would go to school 7 days a week, and then I would train 7 days a week, and I would go to school 4 to 5 days a week, and I would train at the my gym class and at lunchtime. Like I was always training, and then it just became a part of my life to always work out. But then at some point it fell off. I kind of just fell off, got lazy, became like an artist or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really put a label on myself. I just kind of do what feels right. Like technically right now I'm Beyblading. If you think about it, I Beyblade and then I go to the gym like 1 day a week. So and then I go to a park like 1 or 2 days a week to play basketball or something. Community center 1 or 2 days to play basketball. Like I just do a little bit here and there. Like I don't put a label on myself, man. Personally, but I just like the word pugilism. You know what I'm saying? And being a pugilist, like the thought of it is kind of like the sound of it just sounds cool. I was like, yeah, this some big vocabulary shit right here. I fuck with that. So I just say that, man. But that's all I do. I just be training here and there, you know what I'm saying? I just do my little thing. But I would never label myself as a, I used to when I used to think all I was good for in life was just boxing. I thought all I was good at was just boxing. But then, sometimes you forget, like, hey, when you were a kid, you used to love to draw and you were the best drawing kid in your class. Hey, as you got older, you were good at writing. Start writing more. You know what I'm saying? Start writing again. And then I dabble in so much stuff. Like technically what I'm doing right now is content creation to some degree. Does that make me a content creator? I just think I'm someone who does that. But I'm just whatever my name is. My name on here is Cinco Bain. My real name is James. I just go based off the name that my parents gave me. That's all it is. I'm just whoever my parents name me and who I choose to be that day. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense, man. Hopefully that makes sense. I just don't put a label on myself because, you know, I don't know, man. I'll give you an example, man. Like if I go to the park and I see people throwing a frisbee around, and then I start participating and I'm throwing frisbee too, that doesn't necessarily make me an ultimate frisbee player. But just because I'm good that park day, some people might consider that. But I just don't fuck with. I don't really care about the labels, man. I don't get into the whole label stuff. I don't really, you know. I have a trinity in life that I follow, and like I make sure my heart is in the right direction. It helps create like my trinity is God, love, and nature. If you were to see that as a triangle, it's just like a scope. If you look through that scope, everything that kind of lines up within that scope is where you should be going. That's where I try to put my heart towards. But it ain't easy, man. It ain't easy because people will test it, and people, they see it and then they want to play with it, which is weird. Pause on that. I ain't with the funny shit. That's all the crows that came to visit. You know what I mean? Shout out to all that. I'm gonna ask this. What the hell, man? Bop. Yeah. What up, Rob? What's going on, Rob? Hey, Rob. Since you're in the chat, man, just kind of going back to what MD Salahuddin was saying. What do you consider yourself? Like what I was saying was like I personally don't put myself in a box. You know, like I don't know, man. I don't. That's just me. I don't know. You ever think about that? I just kind of am who I am, man. Like I used to really put myself in a box, but the more time goes, like I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 years ago, I started saying I'm just whatever name I give myself, and the name that my parents gave me, I'm just that, and whatever I'm doing is just whatever I'm doing. But I don't really put myself in a box, or I don't label myself, if that makes sense. So I would never call myself a boxer because I go to the boxing gym. I would definitely never call myself a basketball player because I shoot around at the park. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't necessarily call myself a content creator just because I'm creating content. Like I just am my name. Like I don't know. Hopefully my name has positive and respectful, righteous things behind it. That's all I'm hoping for. Native Apache and Yaqui Mexican American. Fire. I didn't know that, bro. I didn't know that, Rob. I didn't know you was Apache, bro. That's fire. Hell yeah. You know what's funny? There's a dude. Um, you know who else was Yaqui? Was it Richie Valens? Richie Valens' mom's side. I mean, but I'm just saying in general, Rob. Like I guess like however you would you know what I'm saying. Which game do I like the most? Salahuddin. I'm a Dragon Quest fan. I love Dragon Quest. I love sitting around and doing the RPG stuff and creating my characters and doing my stats. I like that stuff. Richie was like Yaqui Indian, or sorry, excuse me, Yaqui Mexican or Yaqui Indian or some shit. I forgot, but they said it in the movie. Like his mom references it. It was like, yeah, he was a. Remember his Richie's mom was like my dad was a full blooded Yaqui. Like she was getting hyped up trying to say that shit. But you know, Richie's like, I don't know if he was mixed or what. I don't know if they considered him. I forgot exactly what they said. There was some specific stuff like on deeper history of Richie Valens. It's a good movie, man. Good fucking movie. This dude was all over Donna. He came back. Every time I see a brown man macking a white girl, I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, brown man macking the white girl. That's there it is. Richie Valens with the guitar. Dude had a guitar and a new whip. He was just like driving around, coming back. I was just, he was on trip mode. He was really living that life. La Bamba. That shit fire though. Yeah, man. But I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say, Rob. Like, you know, like I mean, does that make sense? Just because you game, do you consider yourself a gamer? If that makes sense. Karam. What is that? My bad. Do you Karam board? I like it so much. It's a nice game. Karam. What is that? I don't know if I heard about that. I'm not sure what that is, Salahuddin. But Rob, I guess what I'm asking is like, just because you do something, do you consider yourself that? You know what I mean? Like I worked multiple jobs. Like I spent 5 years working in the hospital, but I don't like I'm a healthcare worker based off of occupation, and that's my job and that's my trade. But I don't think that defines me. Does that make sense? I don't think my job defines me because other people do my job, but they're not me. Does that make sense? And just because I do something, I don't think I'm that. But that's just me. I don't know, man. I'm not really into the label stuff. I don't want to box myself in personally. That's just who I am, you know. That's just who and what I am. I don't want to box myself in. Yeah, I'm a gamer, just not a real dedicated streamer. But yes, uh, don't right. It don't define us. Yeah, that I guess that's what it is. Is like when I meet people, I just say I'm James. Like that's the name my parents gave me. So I'm just like I'm just James. I don't know. I just do shit. Define, but yes, don't No, yeah, I got you. I got you. Don't define us. Yep. Um, I don't know if that makes sense. I guess that's how I feel personally. I don't know. I don't really like. I used to feel that way, but I think the reason why I don't feel that way. This is what I was saying earlier was because back when I was boxing, I felt like that's all I was good for was just fighting. I was like, yeah, I can get in the ring. I know how to take a hit and I can throw something back real good, and I know how to slip and I can throw something back real good. I know how to hit and not get hit. So I know how to hit and not get hit. If that makes sense, I know how to do the game. I mean, boxing is not a game compared to other sports games and shit, but I know how to survive the matches and rounds. I know how to dictate the pace. Like I know how to do that. But I don't know if that defines me. But I was just joked around with my coach, like, "Yeah, don't call me a boxer no more. I'm a pugilist." I looked that word up when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm a pugilist now. That's my new title. That's what I used to say. I used to joke around. And then the older I got, I realized like, man, you're not just, I realized something about myself. I was like, I had a weird value of myself. Like yeah, you're used to getting hit and you can take a hit, but that don't define you, man. So I started realizing like, man, I'm gonna just live life and just explore shit. Pause. You know, what is a pugilist? Um, I forget the exact definition of pugilist, but the how do I explain this? The the definition of pugilism has to deal with like actual fisticuffs and something boxing related. It goes back to the old what is that fucking what is the name of that country? Why am I drawing a blank? The old England days, England and English days. They're like, yeah, heavyweight pugilist. You know what I'm saying? Henry so and so and all that shit. So pugilism is like the act of fisticuffs, if not boxing, hand to hand combat, to my understanding, something like that. I forget the exact definition of pugilism, but a pugilist is someone who exercises pugilism, basically. But if that makes sense, so I was joking around and said I was a pugilist. Um, it's basically a synonym for a fighter, but fighter is a lot more broad, especially in this era where we have like mixed martial artists as well. And that's another thing. Like I forget that I did martial arts for like a couple years, and like I was like in terms of the actual performance that we would do at the Filipino festivals and different events that we would do, I would be like the lead guy because we would do like a little group, boop boop boop, a little group presentation, and then towards the end when you kind of like freestyle and like just free swing, they would kind of just pretty much like they'd be like, hey, we're gonna put you at this spot right here, and you're gonna be the last one to exit. So everyone will be last or first, and then basically like I would just kind of swing kind of crazy. So like I would just kind of hit the little 6 count, make it 12, boop boop boop, get the little sticks out, and start free flowing real quick and fast, knees bent. You know what I'm saying? Just showing them the Filipino art style. But again, because I was leaned upon to be that guy, the closer for the presentation in the show, um, a lot of people in that group are like, man, we'd love for you to come back. You got to get weekends available again so you can come train with us. And then when we do the performances, you're like our best performer. Like, I was always leaned on for that, but I was like, I'm moving on to Beyblade. Like, that's how I live my life, man. I'm just moving on. I did that for like a year or two. I had fun. I enjoyed it. I just move on. It's something. The thing is, when I learn anything, I internalize it, man, and I take it with me in life, and I keep going. You know what I'm saying? And oh, yeah, I take it with me in life, and I just keep going. So every little piece of whatever that I've learned in life, I kind of just move forward. If that makes sense, my bad, my bad. I just consider myself a man of God. Yeah, God bless. There you go. You're because I put in too much work for the other guy and never realized I was bad. Am I reading that right? I put in too much work for the other guy and never realized I was bad. Break that down for me. Break that down for me. I don't think I realized I was a bad person until I had kids. Bro. Really? What you mean by that? You seem like a decent person to me, Rob. I mean, I only know you through, like, realistically, I only know you through here. And I've only watched like a few of like, I watched a couple of like your videos and the shorts here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went on your channel, checked it out, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to follow Rob. He's been in each of my lives. He's just dropped in and said what's up. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess you would know yourself better than I do. But damn, that's crazy. But I will say, man, everyone feels a way about themselves. We got to start feeling better about ourselves, man. You know what I mean? I mean, you might be right, but I think you deserve to give yourself some praise, man. Like you got to give yourself some praise here and there. Everybody's trying their best, man. I think about that sometimes because like my dad is trying his best to take care of everybody in the household. Two of them died, and then he's just left with me and my brother, and he's doing his best to look out for us. And we're grown, so he don't really have to. But it's just like I take advantage of the situation. And I try to help him out too, but in the back of his mind, I hope he doesn't feel bad about shit. You know what I'm saying? I be thinking about that shit. But hopefully he doing all right, man. Who's in the car bumping though? Who's bumping the music though? Like you ever hear a bass line or like some beats and it sound like some Bay Area shit? It sound like a dude was playing some, I don't know what he was playing, bro. Some Bay Area shit. That's what it sound like. He's He's geeking there, but he's gone. It was baseline everything. Sold a lot of D, hurt people doing that too. Stole a lot, etc. But hey, here's the thing, Rob. I know a lot of people that did that too. I don't judge them. I grew up with people like that, man. It is what it is, bro. It's what it is, man. I mean, my point. Here's my point. The moment you knew better, did you do better? And if you did, you shouldn't feel bad about yourself. That's all. But I've been straight for years, and in the back of my mind, I feel bad still. Rob, I got a homeboy. I got a homie like that too, man. This dude was talking about all the dope he used to sell and all this shit and all the houses he robbed. He talked about a time when he hey, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I'm not worried about being judged by. Yeah, exactly, man. I think God recognized that you were trying your best, though. I will say again, I can't speak for God, but I will say I think God recognized that you tried your best. Because I'm gonna tell you a story with my homie. This dude, he used to live down. I ain't gonna say where he lived down there. I'm not gonna give him up. But he was saying he grew. He's born in like the late '70s, and he said, yeah, there was one time we was over here just boop boop robbing houses and shit. He said he was a little teenager robbing houses and shit. He said, yeah, one time I knew I made it big because we robbed this one house and we started stealing all the guns inside the house. This dude said he found a gun. He found out it was a cop gun. He was hella hype. He said, damn, we got a police officer's gun. He was getting hyped up. And then he looks back at those times when he was a kid, and then he's like, yeah, I used to sell a lot of dope to people. And man, we knew what we was doing. We da da da. He was saying all this shit. I was like, yeah, but the moment you knew something a little better and you started changing your ways, when you knew better, you did better. You didn't know better and then like offended. You didn't know better and then, you know what I'm saying? Rob, I know some people right now that never did no dirt, but they think they can talk to everybody comfortably and disrespectfully. I don't know if they're any better than any of us. You know what I'm saying? I think they're worse. Sometimes it's just like you don't even know. One, you don't know what these hands do, and you talking crazy. But some people just out here disrespecting people wildly every day because they never been chin checked. You know what I'm saying? They didn't grow up in that lifestyle, so it's just like because we come from the school of hard knocks and shit. You know what I mean? You have to do what you have to do to survive, or like you just navigate in a certain way. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. Like, it ain't even our fault. Like, these are systems and systematic bullshit that's in place that had us feeling like we had to do what we had to do, or do the things that we thought we had to do. And we were just bullshitting when you think about it. You're just young and bullshitting. But it's not our fault that like we're victims of a system that we didn't necessarily create. You know what I'm saying? It'd be another thing if you created a drug infested home and a rageful home where everybody in the house is like always wanting to yell at each other, argue with each other, get nothing done, and hit each other. That'd be one thing. I don't think you've done that. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying, man. You lock into some. It's hard, man, because I'm trying to lock in and get a little self love within myself, man. I'll be thinking like I did wrong by my family some days, but I'm also like, because there's some days I left the house and I was just not necessarily, I'm not gonna say I was in the street, but I was navigating it, if that makes sense. Like I wasn't, without saying too much, I was just outside here and there, but I wasn't like, I didn't want outside to define me either. I wasn't trying to be, if that makes sense. But you know what the fuck I'm trying to say. So I think, man, it's like, yeah, you get what I'm trying to say, Rob. You know what I'm trying to say. I ain't trying to say too much. You know what I'm trying to say. Not worried about being judged by a human. Exactly. Did I read that right? But I've been straight for years, and in the back of my mind, I feel bad still. And so now I like to pay it forward. Yeah, and it's a I think a lot of us deal with that, man. It's like a lot of us deal with like what does paying it forward look like, and we carry the what's on it. I'm trying to find the right words, man. We all carry that form of guilt. You know what I'm saying? And I guess what I'm trying to say is like the guilt might not even ever go away necessarily, but you got to lessen the burden of it. You got to recognize that like yeah, it might not ever go away, but now it's just the duty of yourself to like you know what, man, I didn't know no better. That's all it is. That's all it is. You just didn't know any better. I got homies that like I'm gonna tell you something funny, right? I think I talked to you about this already. I had homies that like actually I used to walk down the street. This is so my graduating class is 2012. I used to walk down the street. I'd see people I grew up with. They didn't want to say hi to me. They didn't want to do whatever. And you know what I'm saying? We used to just do stupid like whatever. Like people just wasn't fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? People just wasn't fucking with me. People I used to go to school, people I grew up with. Out of nowhere, I'm going to T-Mobile store, put some money on my phone or whatever. It was either that or I'm transferring buses at a certain bus stop in the hood. Like I said, I try to say what's up to people. People don't want to say what's up to me. One dude ran up on me. Like, yo, James, what's good? Like, just show me hella love. It's my guy. He just got out of jail, and this dude's known for shooting people. This motherfucker's known, like he's known, like everybody, like there's dudes in my neighborhood that make rap songs, and they reference him all the time. Like, don't make me call so and so. Don't make me hit up da da da. He the shooter da da. Like, he gets referenced a lot, but he's a shooter. And this motherfucker is one of the most dangerous people that people don't want to talk to. And me and him are just like hugging each other, like, what's going on? Shit, where you been? You still in the gym? All that shit. So like, I'm always tapped in with these people that like we kind of, I don't want to say like real recognize real. I don't want to be corny, but realistically, we see each other. We're like, man, we just trying our best, man. We just trying our best, man. Like he did time, I never did time, but it's like he just got out. And a lot of people probably standoffish with him, and I just embraced him. I was like, bro, I love seeing this dude. I love running into him. I love, yeah, I lost his number. I should have kept in contact with him. But every time I see him, I see him at like my homie's memorial and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a good dude, but it's like it's a weird line to walk because it's like last of a dying breed shit. You only run into certain people you know and remember, and it's just like some of those people stay on bullshit. That's another crazy shit, man. That's another crazy shit. I'm just sad I did it to be cool or for money. Hey, it'd be like that, man. Because the thing is, if you never did it for money or if you never did anything for money, you would have been undervalued anyway. And the fucked up part is, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Like I said, I know some quote unquote righteous people, some quote unquote nice people that don't do bullshit and they do right all the time, and their politics are right, and they voted correctly, and they talk the talk on social media, like they do all these good things, right? But the thing is, like, they don't know my background and history. They don't even know the history of the neighborhood. They don't know who I am, etc. They don't understand what it was and what we survived, or they don't know none of that shit. And when I talk to them, it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's really interesting because it's like you talk to them, and what ends up happening is like they just start talking to you disrespectfully. But the moment that you're that guy who they find out is like, oh, you're that guy, like, damn, you're supposed to be respected. That's when they start respecting you. And I was like, no, just respect me as a human being. That whether I enter your store, whether I enter your establishment that you work at, or your library, or what I'm saying, your community center, just when I come in there, just talk to me as a human being. You don't have to judge me. You don't have to respect me for being this criminal. You know what I'm saying? I've never tried to lead forward with the fact that I was from the hood, or like the fact that I knew so and so, or I was around here, this, that, and the third. Like I don't like leading with that shit because people will give you that fake love and respect for it. And like when you lead with just like, hey man, I go to work, I have a job. When you lead with that, people don't respect you, and it's just like that's why I do that as a little litmus test, whatever the word is, to try to find out who really loves and respects me as an individual. But I don't know if that makes sense, bro. I don't know if that makes sense, bro. My bad. Just trying our best. Yep, just trying our best. There are so many serial killers in the hood. It'd be like that, man. It'd be like that. And that was like an age of like, this is like pre-surveillance. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it's like that. It's just pre-surveillance era where like people would like you would just. There was one, like there was a summer, and then there was actually there was two. There was like 3 summers. One summer, one just died from stray bullets twice. And then the other summer, there was like maybe a couple years later, my homies were like, "Hey man, just stay out of that alleyway because there might be a body." Like it just be shit like that, where just like there'd just be random bodies and shit everywhere, and you would just know, and you just wouldn't go in certain areas, and then there'd be like yellow tape a little bit everywhere. But damn, I don't know what happened. Then there'd be yellow tape at the fucking Walgreens, and then my homie who lived up the street or down the street was like, "Oh, the security guard who patrols Walgreens? Yeah, they had enough of his bullshit. They just killed him, and they hired a new security right away." I was like, it just be like that, man. Motherfuckers just be, I don't know. I don't even mean to laugh at that. It's just like it was just so normal. You know what I'm saying? It's just so normal. But I guess that's what I'm saying, Rob, is like the fact that shit is so normal. It's time that like I realize like I've normalized this bullshit so much. I don't like it. I don't think it's functional necessarily. I don't think this is the freedom and peace that my ancestors wanted me to experience in America. And for that, I need to move around again and find a little more of just a grounding, peaceful, nature-esque, whatever kind of something. Just something opposite than like this urban. You know what I'm saying? We're like rats in a maze out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. We're just an experiment. It'd be feeling like an experiment when you're in the hood, when you're in your neighborhood, when you're in your blocks, this little grid quadrant shit. When you're in here navigating, bro, that's how it feels. It's just like, yeah, you're just in this little labyrinth, like you're in a little grid, like a fucking. It's an experiment. They want to see if you're gonna bite the cheese. They're gonna try to find out what kind of animal you are. You get backed into a corner, you get tested as an animal too. All that wild shit. And it's not fair. It's not fair. Like it's not fair that we have to bear the burden of the grief and the guilt of that shit when it's like we didn't even necessarily get asked to be put in these situations in the first place. It's just a circumstance of how the country is built or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you get what the fuck I'm trying to say. Like it's not our faults basically. We just around the shit and we normalize the bullshit, but we get looked a certain way because of it, and I don't like that. One thing I hate at the end of the day, and it's hard to get this through to like all the brothers' heads, man, like black and brown alike. It's like we got to stop doing each other dirty. We got to stop talking to each other dirty. We got to lead with a lot more respect and love, man. It's hard because from man to man, that should be sounding a little sus. Like that's some polished shit, but it's just like, nah, man. If you got, I be trying to let my friends know I love them, man. And sometimes I'm like, hey, man, we seen some fucked up shit growing up. I love you, bro. Fuck all that. We got to get through this. We got to get over. You know what I'm saying? Put our money together, put our minds together, all that. I hate when we be fighting each other, man. The older I get, that shit used to be cool when you be like, yeah, I'm beefing with this hood, I'm beefing with these guys over here. Fuck all that. We don't get nowhere when we beef with each other, man. That's one thing we gotta stop, and then we can really refine shit. But it's a long road. Pause. It's a long one. Pause. Like that, man. But hopefully what I'm saying is making sense, Rob. I'm not trying to preach and shit. I'm just being honest here. Like, brothers like you and my homie that was hitting licks on the houses, doing shit in a hood like 50 miles away. Like, I just I don't want you guys to carry that. I don't think you deserve to carry that. It's not right. It's not healthy. It's not your fault that you were born and raised in a system that you did not create. You didn't create this. It's not your fault that you're in this situation. You know what I'm saying? It's not your fault that, you know, how do I explain this, man? Like even how, it be when people say like it be your own people, like even when your own people hate on you, when they hate on your colorism, they hate on your culture, they hate on you being proud of yourself, like little shit like that. You could just be proud of yourself, and then your own people be hating on you, and it's not their fault that they are that way, and it's not your fault that you are a victim to how that might have made you feel, etc. And then it just keeps bouncing off, and it's just some negative bullshit that creates a cycle. Like it's not even our faults, but we just once you recognize it, you realize you just have a little bit of forgiveness, and you just move forward. That's it. And it's just day by day. Really, that's all you can do, man. That's all you can do, man. I mean, it ain't easy, bro. It ain't easy. That's why I was never someone who was necessarily mean to the homeless, but well, a couple of them, you knew what you were doing and it was wrong. Yeah, I feel that. But that was then, and that's what I'm saying though. That's the thing is like, but you didn't know no better. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say, like you knew you was on. I hear what you're saying, but like you knew though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. You get what I'm trying to say, dog. I don't want you carrying that, man. I think I said this shit like a long time. What's going on, Roscoe? What's going on, Rocco? Yeah, but it's like yeah, it's like yeah, man, we're moving past that. We're good. Like we're grown now. Every adult has a story to tell. You know, it's a redemption shit, man. It's just redemption or whatever. Oh my bad. Making sure that thing is still burning. Thank you for dropping in, Roscoe. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't like I don't know if that makes sense, man. I pride myself on being righteous, but I'm not gonna act like I was 100% righteous my whole life either. You know what I mean? I leave certain shit where it's at. I don't really talk too much about certain things because a lot of things aren't documented. I'll say that much. Certain things aren't documented, so I just leave it alone. I leave it where it's at. But even with that, out of respect for the people that were around the way, I leave that stuff alone. But a lot of times, I think it's important for us to tell the stories and be honest about it because it'll help some young person that is just, you be surprised when you meet a young person that has the mindset you have as an adult, and you just want to keep them sharp. You almost want to be someone that they can lean on, so that way they know like they're not doing no wrong or they don't feel the need to cave into what's hip right now. And sometimes what's hip right now is to do the robberies. Sometimes what's hip right now is to be the guy that's selling the work. You know what I mean? Making the money. And sometimes that's a hip thing to do. And sometimes you got to be that. Like I told you, man, the dude who was 25 years old that I used to see at the park when I would smoke with him. He's about 5 to 6 years younger than me, and we would just chop it up. And I would tell him like, you don't got to do all that, man. You know. Like I was trying to tell us, we live on the West Coast where we got like minimum wage is like $20 plus. When you have someone in Mississippi where the minimum wage is like $8, $7, it makes sense why they sell dope. But you don't have to keep falling into that trap. You could, if you're still living with your folks, you could just save up, boom, $20 an hour here and there, 25 an hour here and there, stack it up, chill out, maybe dip if you need to. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy yourself if you need to. Buy your mom some groceries. Buy her some. One of the things I remember is like my mom had this. She had this walker. Because my mom has been handicapped for so long, she used to use this walker, and it was kind of rinky dink. And then I remember looking up like, man, how much is like a brand new walker cost? And one of them was the brand was called Drive. And it was like a nice white one. I knew she probably like a pro white color, so I got her a new walker, and then she was just walking around the living room with it. And my brother was filming it, and she was acting like it was her new Cadillac and shit. And that was one of the things that warmed the fuck out of my heart, man. Where I was like, yo, I finally did it. I finally got my act together. I finally got my job, and I finally spent money from my job on someone else in the best way possible. Because that's like the most I ever made my mom happy. Was like I got her a walker, and she used to take that walker with me on the bus to go to IHOP together, and she was just so proud, like, oh, my son bought me this, and I was just like, all the times my mom used to talk shit like, oh, why aren't you still in school? Why aren't you a firefighter or a policeman or something? Why are you still here? Like just talking shit. And then that was the one time that she was kind of proud of me. She got her fucking walker. I was like, damn, that's all I had to do was just buy you some shit. What the fuck? But I don't know, man. She a mom. You know how that goes. She's just a fucking mom. You know that shit good. Funny shit. And it's funny because my friends are going through that right now where like they'll finally get their first car and then they'll drive their mom places and the mom finally be feeling good in the passenger seat and shit. I was like, damn, that's all we had to do. Shit, we wanted this approval to feel good this whole time. We just had to like ball out just a little bit on mom. That's some bullshit. All right, whatever. Cool. And then you just do that shit one time. That shit funny as hell. That's how life be. But then there's some systematic shit, man. Some systematic shit. But you get the fuck I'm trying to say. My mind all over the place, low key, man. How you been doing in life, man? How you been doing in life? I've been doing all right too. Man. I feel like I'm trying to balance out work and then live stream and then just living, man. I hope you've been doing all right down there, man. Actually, I was wondering, like, I don't know if you guys are still being affected by wildfires. I don't think we have that much smoke right now. It's been pretty good the past couple of days. Be right back. All right, man. Cool. But yeah, I don't know, man. We haven't been dealing with that much like smoke. On the West Coast, we get a lot of fires over here. Kind of crazy. That's where I'm at with it. I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. But yeah, shit crazy as hell. And little pockets right there. Packing it in. Yeah, buddy. That's where I'm at, man. Hey, I don't. I guess like anybody tapping into the live stream and just trying to see what this all about, what's going on, man. I just, you know, a lot of this shit ain't our fault, man. Realistically, a lot of the ways we think and the arguments we fall victim to, it's like I'm not trying to get into all that, bro. And I don't want to argue my piece. I don't want to be an argumentative, confrontational person necessarily just to get respect. I don't want to be the person who flaunts my credentials as someone who grew up in a neighborhood, flaunt my credentials as someone who stayed righteous. I don't want to be the someone who needs to tell you who I am for respect or love. And it's just like it really just starts with learning who we are and loving that. Learning the fact that we went through what we went through, we survived what we survived, and we became better people, and just loving that. And then moving from that, if that makes sense. Moving forward based off of that, from that. And that's not really plausible for a lot of people. It's hard for them, because schools teach you all of these different subjects from math, social studies, and science and shit. You know what I'm saying? Language arts and all that. But nothing in language arts teaches you how to have a form of self-love, if not like, a form of dreaming or believing in yourself. And then, self-diagnosing. Like none of that is in school. None of those like basic human whatever stuff that should be there isn't really there. The camaraderie of classmates isn't there. You know what I mean? It's like little shit that I notice, and I'm like, and I mean, one thing that people really want from school is like investing advice. They want, oh, where can I put my money? How do I invest it? How do I flip the money? Nothing really teaches you that. And like, if you think about it, there's one class for marketing, and it's only 5 periods throughout the day because the teacher usually only teaches 5 periods. They don't teach all six. They teach 5 periods, and then they get like one section of their time that's a break period. So it's like, hey, around second period, I don't teach, but second, third, fourth, I teach, and then sixth, fifth, and sixth, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some teachers do shit like that, or you know what I'm trying to say. Third, you get the fuck I'm trying to say. So I just think about that, man. It's the less I'm involved, and that's the issue I have with community. Sometimes it's like I like being a part of it, but you don't necessarily feel heard until things really hit the fan. And yeah, it's like I find myself away from things from like a year or two, and then all of a sudden I'm missed in value now, and it's like that's normal, man. I've had that all the time, and a lot of that. Sometimes I would walk away from communities because I lost worth within myself, but now I keep my worth moving, and I keep moving on to the next thing. So that's where I'm at in life. Where like I just try to find one thing after another because I've just noticed for myself, whether it's within my own family, sometimes my household, the more I keep moving around and just staying moving, people kind of have a different kind of love and value for me, and they don't feel that attached to like checking, like because like I'm not the type of person to tell people told you I was right. I don't want to be that guy. Like I told you I was right, but I will say something to the effect of, this is something we had a conversation about before, and I'm mad that I'm finally getting recognized for it now. That's my thing. Oh, uh oh, yeah, uh oh, yeah. I just heard the dad yelling at the kid. So I was, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I'm at the park, man. I'm over here just chilling. I'm actually really surprised I got good reception today, but it is a different time of day. Last night was like night. I was at the other park up the hill, which has great reception, but two planes crossed paths and then this happened. But yeah, I'm just chilling right now, man. Philosophizing, like that's the thing, man. You give me a fucking topic or you give me some shit, I'll just ramble. But I try to look at it from a it's the power of observation. I used to hear Most Def say this shit all the time. Most Def would had these rap songs. He'd be like, "It's the power of observation." He would just say that shit randomly. Man, Most Def be ad libbing. Brooklyn, Brooklyn, Vietnam. Like he'd just be saying random shit, Brooklyn, and he'd be like, "Power of observation." He'd be like, "God is good, mashallah." He'd be saying all that shit. I started listening to it. I was like, "Oh yeah, he ain't lying." Because that's one rapper that's on point. That dude is on point, and he about his shit. Most Def, aka, or right now, Yasin Bey. Yasin Bey. He really on point. So I try to model myself after people like that sometimes. Where it's just like, yeah, he on point. He knows, he gets it, he understands this shit. That's the power of observation. As I realized, like I've probably been leading. There's a portion of my life I've been leading with hate, if not trying to be something whether it's something I wasn't or just some other shit. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with just like trying to learn who the fuck you are, the sensitive side of yourself, and that shit sound kind of sus, but it's like, yeah, you start learning a bit about yourself, start loving yourself a little more here and there, start valuing yourself here and more, a little more here and there, a little piece by piece, year by year. Every time you allow yourself another year to survive, you get a little better. Every time you allow yourself another month to survive and love yourself, you get a little better. You know what I'm saying? Every week, every day, it's just like what piece by piece, and it ain't easy. It helps when you got that support system, but whether it's dark times or like times later in your life, you got to learn to love yourself a little bit, man. I put a lot of energy into people. I probably should have been putting that same energy into myself because they just either weren't ready to receive what I was saying, or I wasn't the best person to be given that message. You know what I'm saying? So for those reasons, it just didn't go through. So I'm like, okay, maybe I just got to be a better version of myself if that's something I want to do in the long run. But who knows? Maybe people are just this way because I do get my props and I get my love always. Like I said, always a year later, always half a year later. It's always some shit. It's always some shit, and I don't want it to be that way. I'm gonna say that now. I'm gonna manifest that now. I don't want it to be that way. I want to be loved now. I'm trying to surround myself more with people who love and value me now. So that's why I love and appreciate you guys all the time that show up to my live streams and just show love to me because that's all I can ask for, man. I don't even get that from my own people that know me sometimes like that. There be guys I be on phone call with, people I'll be on phone call with, there's people I check in with, and they don't care about my content, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because they care about me in another aspect. At least they care about me. But for these people here that care about my content, a lot of you guys don't even know me in person, and it's a beautiful thing. It's all I can ask for. You know what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna check something real quick. All right, I think we back. I think we back. It's funny because like I'll leave the screen, I'll come back, I'll double tap the screen, and I'm right back. But also I get like good reception right here, so sometimes you gotta open up the airwaves, uh, you know, get things right. But yeah, I was thinking about something earlier today because work with this dude. He's like 19. He's a little bit younger. He's a lot more younger than me, but he was saying something about he caught COVID 5 times, and I was like, how did you catch it 5 times? He was like naming each place he went to, because I guess he was traveling a lot, and then he would catch it on travels. He'd come back sometimes. I was like, bro, I've seen a lot of people catch it because they would take the boosters and shit. And I was like, I feel like you're not supposed to introduce the like even the flu vaccine. You're not supposed to put it in your body that way. I think you're supposed to just kind of live and experience it. But you should always be on top of your health. Eat the fruits of the land, if you will. You know, shit like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to read the graffiti on the table. But now, I don't know if Rob is still there chilling or not. But yeah, I don't want him to feel bad about nothing. I don't want none of my people feeling bad about shit. You know, that's where I'm at with this. Funny, I'm drinking this Prime bottle. Shout out to my friend Nick. They were like, "You be drinking Prime?" I was like, you be drinking lead over there?" I was like, "You might be right." But I've been drinking these for a while, and I feel all right. Actually, really good hydration drinks. Smoking, which is funny. A bottle of Prime and a cigar, a bottle of Prime and a joint. Somebody was asking me today because I told them I didn't drink. I haven't drank for 2 years. Like, what? It's like, you're not gonna drink for 10 years? Like, yeah, that's my plan. Like, what about smoking? I was like, I do it here and there. But like weed, it's like, I got here and there, indica here and there, but it's rare. You know, is what it is. So they say. So they say. But things can be what you need it to be too. That's one thing I think about. Is like you can have what you want to have in this life, what you willing to sacrifice, right? Willing to sacrifice a bit of yourself. That's one thing you willing to sacrifice a bit of your own sanity or your own whatever, just to be who you want to be, who you think you need to be. You know what I mean? You want to do these things for stuff. You can do that. It can happen, and there's ways to do it. You can sacrifice time. You can sacrifice your own energy. Things of that nature to be successful and positively successful as well. It's just a longer path because it hasn't quite been paved necessarily, even in the path and the way that I'm doing it. You can do it. There's a lot of people who do it. There's a lot of women who do what I'm doing, which is funny, and it works for them because they're a pretty face. And when they see a pretty face on live stream, they got a lot of love. They get a lot of people hang out in the stream. Right now, you're gonna see a dude with a long, like a long, unkept, chaotic beard, smoking, and then you're just like, what the fuck is this channel about? He don't know what he is. Da, da, da. He just on some, people will look at it that way, and I'm cool with it. It just is what it is. People drop in and show love. Some people hang out in the stream, some don't. Some people got better shit to do. If you have better shit to do, I'd rather you do that than hang out with me. But like I said, I'm here every day. You know where to find me. Subscribe to the channel if not, get some notifications, and then you'll just chat in, say what's up in the chat. And if you're disrespectful, I'll get you out of here. We'll time you out. Me, Robin, whoever else is over here moderating, we get them out there and get about our day, just living our lives, man. Because we ain't bothering nobody, we ain't hurting nobody. We're just checking in with the universe. We're just trying to supply some positivity. That's it. That's it. We're just keeping it positive here. I've never really had to fight. Maybe defend myself or whatever here and there. But Like, I mean, I try to fight the big fight, the good fight, more so than anything. But that shit, it don't come to your doorstep the way you think it do. It be right on your phone though. War the world to be right on your phone, man. Right on that social media shit, right here in front of you. And when it's all said and done, is if this channel and this content still exists, as hopeful and as righteous as I can be, hopefully nothing gets flagged. Hopefully nothing gets taken down. Hopefully things are being considered in a positive light. When it's all said and done, you can say I tried my best and I did it positively. Like I said, I'm trying to work to my 3,000 hours. Get to 3,000, not the 4,000. Get over here, little squirrel. Little squirrel over here in the background walking around. What's going on? Come here. I ain't got no snacks on me. I said I was gonna walk around with snacks, but summer's over though. I might have to hit that next year. See how many more of these I'm gonna do. How many more truancy hours I'm gonna hit. Whatever, something like that, man. Things like that. Things of that nature, man. Things of that nature, man. Ain't no kids at the park. I don't see or hear shit. What's going on? Kind of a dead night, man. I don't know. If I got time, I should might throw the headphones on and call a couple of friends, see how they're doing. Hit my hour right here. I'm chilling for the 20. See whoever drop in on me, man. I'm just chilling right now. I might just stand up and just post up. Whoever hits me on the chat, hey, whoever wants to hit me on the chat, go ahead. Ooh, ears ringing. Ears is ringing. But yeah, shout out to Rob for having a talking conversation with me, man. Cause I grew up on that same type of time too. Like I wasn't really doing nothing necessarily, but I will say like I had some principles I needed to change within myself and about myself, man. So everybody, a lot of us been there, man. Right and wrong. Right and wrong. Right and wrong. I say this story all the time. It breaks my heart, but this is the way the world works sometimes, man. Like I said, I don't like to lead with the negative shit, but people respect you for it. So I'm not mad at people that do that because they want that respect because they need the love from it. But my thing is this, man. It's like I was going to my homie's house. He got a lot of little brothers, and he's the oldest. So I used to knock on the door, like, "Hey, is your brother home?" He's like, "Yeah, he's downstairs. I'm gonna go get him." And then he told the other little brother to go get him. One of the brothers at the door talking to me. He's like, "What's going on, man?" I was like, "Yes, I've been good, man. How you doing? Is the family doing all right?" Talk a little bit, and he seen I was wearing pink dolphin. I had I think some new Adidas on or some shit, brand new hoodie, a hat, fitted, snapback, whatever. I was just trying to be fresh every day as much as possible. Finally getting clothes, finally for myself, and I got all that from working a 9 to 5. He's a young boy, so he's in there. He's like in high school finally. He's like, "Damn, what you doing to make money, man? How you making money? What's going on? You looking good?" Because I used to come by, I used to wear the same shit all the time. And I was just telling him, like, "Yeah, I've been working, man." He's like, "Oh, you work? What you working? What you doing? Like, what's your work?" I told him I work at the hospital. He's like, "Ah," like he thought I was gonna put him on, give him, like, what the fuck? I was like, "Nah, bro, we don't got to do that." Like I said, you find yourself a little, and there's an old interview. If you watch, actually, if you look this up, it's Killer Mike from Atlanta, Georgia, the rapper from Atlanta, Georgia, Killer Mike. He's real sharp, man. But if you watch one of his old interviews on Brilliant Idiots back in like 2012 or some shit, this is when they had the old studio where it's like they're kind of sitting real intimate in these small chairs. And Killer Mike goes, he said, "Man, we used to sit there and flip dope all day, man. We used to count a million on the water bed with my mom. I seen what $1 million look like. That shit is nasty when you hold it. They're talking about $1 million and half a million and shit." He said, "Man, I wish I would have just had a paper out and had a job because that shit is more consistent sometimes than just standing out, posting up, and waiting for the work to come in and out. And all you got to hear is someone from down in Georgia tell you that. Because in Georgia, they got less wages than on this side. But if he's saying that, then it's almost damn near like that nationwide. The Midwest is probably the most fucked up area, realistically. They find a way to make it happen. A lot of them people, you might as well be a country music star. At this point, start faking the country accent, bop, bop, get that in, do some shit like that. That's just my advice. Ain't nothing really solid or sound, but that's how I look at it. Let's hit the experiment real quick. Be right back. But sometimes when my bad. Sometimes you go in and out the stream. Boop, there it is. People just be coming in and out too. So I'm doing a bit of that. But yeah, I'm just brainstorming out loud. That's all. Brainstorming out loud. Got the mic attached, so I don't think I got to be too far. But that's what we talking about. That's what I'm on right now. I got me thinking. Yeah, God bless all the people I work with too. That's they're on that type of time too. They're trying to figure that out as well. You know what I mean? Graydon, oh, what's going on, Graydon? Thank you for dropping in, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. I hope you're having a great day. I got off work earlier, just trying to enjoy my cigar. I don't work again until Wednesday, so I'm just waiting for the checks to slowly come in. We're gonna see what happens, see what's going on. What's going on, Graydon? What's going on with you? What's going on? I'm just chill. I'm just chilling right now, man. I'm trying to enjoy it because I'm gonna have a day off from here until next week on Wednesday. So I got a lot of days to just go to the library. I might do a little bit of gaming. If I'm not doing that, I'm gonna try to go on live stream, chop it up a little bit. If I'm not doing that, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna try to record some stuff at the house. If I'm not doing that, I'm trying to enjoy my life and just enjoy myself before next month. Because I'm gonna do like maybe 2 or 3 more weekends of Beyblade, and then after that, I'm gonna chill out, play some video games, and just record that, lock in, boom, and then we're just chilling. You know what I'm saying, just creating content as much as we can. But how are you doing, Graydon? Nice. I'm doing good. Bought some more coins. Are you doing more coins? Let me know. Well, the thing is, I'll probably find a live stream. If I'm not live streaming, if I'm not busy live streaming, or how do I put this? If I'm not doing something that's keeping me occupied, I'm gonna try to check out your live stream because I was able to come in a few times. Pause on that, but I was able to get in there. Pause on that too. I appreciate you dropping in, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. You show me a lot of love every time you come in, bro. Always saying what's up, always keeping it positive. It's a good dude right there. That's one guy that people should be motivated by is Graydon. Coin collector Grady. There's a lot of young dudes that pop up like Coin Collector Grady, Jack's Kit. He's got a TikTok page now. My guy Jack's Kit. He's doing his little thing with the Beyblades, everything. Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. Young people keep me motivated. They keep working too. I gotta work too. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep up with everyone, do as much as I can. I'm trying to get to 3K videos. Right now we're on the road to 2.5K. We're at 2.4 right now. Gotta stay consistent, get to 2.5. Slowly but surely, we're gonna end up where we need to be. I'm not too worried. Time is time, man. Time is time. I just try to utilize it the best I can. If I'm not 9 to 5 in it, if I'm not 9 to 3 in it, if I'm not 9 to 2 in it, I'm doing it right here. You know what I'm saying? Staying locked in. But I appreciate you dropping in. Great, and thank you. See if I missed something. I'm just chilling here, man. I'm chilling. Anybody that drop in on me, it is what it is. I'm gonna say hi. I appreciate everyone dropping in. We're just living it. Chilling right there too. And I got the twig looking like a damn bone. Doing all right, living all right. Times like this, man, it's priceless. Live your life, man. Be with the right people you need to be around. One thing I will say is people try to pretend to be the right people. I've been figuring this out lately, man. What's going on? What's for dinner? Ooh, I gotta think about that. Trying to see. Like I said, Pops made something at the house, but I ate when I left work. I ate 2 hamburgers and a milkshake. So I don't know. I might be it for me. I don't need to be eating too much, man. I've been eating a lot lately. They've been serving us good food at work. I've been grateful every time I see the chefs because our department is like warehouse and then we're next to the chefs. Every time I see the chefs, there's a lady that walks by. I just make sure I say, hey, thank you for lunch, and she's always like, oh yeah, of course. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna tell her every time I see her. And then there's one dude that comes by, say, hey, thank you guys for lunch. All the time, I'm like, thank you guys for lunch, man. It's like a free lunch. Got a my bad, am I reading that? Got a sick Canadian coin. It's awesome. It's on my channel if you want to see it. Is it a YouTube short? I'm gonna check out the channel. I'm gonna check it out. I need to catch up on my shorts, man, because the hell of my ASMR channel's been posting a few things here and there, a little ASMR tingle stuff, and some other things. I've been trying to check out what's going on with that, man. So I'm trying to see what's going on. Yeah, it's a short. Okay, yep, I'm gonna check it out. I've been trying to save these videos. I gotta see Rob. I don't know if you're subscribed to Marshawn Lynch's podcast with Mike Robb, but Marshawn Lynch podcast. I'll be tapping in with that. He interviews different people here and there. You know, I'll be tapping there. Brady and I got a weird coin at a garage sale. It's like 300 years old. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. 3 centuries ago. 3 centuries ago. That's crazy to think about. Some shit be like 300 years old, man. That's wild. Three centuries ago. That's crazy to think about. Not bad. Sit around outside long enough, you start getting these bugs on you and shit. Shit. Hello. What the fuck going on? Anyway, sun is setting behind the trees. Summer's going in. Ugh, that nasty. It's like copper. It's like a copper coin. That's crazy. I get something to drink out here. When you start getting towards the bottom of the cigar, shit start getting stronger. Pause on all levels. Pause on all. That's one of my favorite lines from Lupe Fiasco. He said some, and I be rapping like he said I be rapping like a rabbit with a pack of D's in back of me. Pause on all levels. Something. Da-da-da-da-da. I was like, that shit hilarious to me when Lupe said that shit. I forgot the name of that song. Some. I've been rapping like a rabbit with a pack of D's in back of me. Pause on all levels. Da-da-da-da. I forgot the name of the song. That shit funny as hell. Damn. God damn. Shit getting low, huh? Get that right there. There we go. Boom. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta catch up, man. There's a lot of different podcast stuff I've been missing out on. I pretty much watched a couple of interviews with like Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist, but there's one from I forget what I don't know if it's Complex or something else, but I gotta watch that one. I gotta watch that interview, and then I gotta watch what is it Joe and Jada. They had an episode recently with Havoc. They had Havoc and Raekwon on the show, so I gotta see that one too. I gotta catch up on a few things this week. Keep up with Danny Brown too. Danny Brown, Miss Pat. Fuck, I missed out on a few things this week. I'm gonna check it out. Getting to the bottom of this shit, strong as hell. I'm about to put that out. Okay, I think that's done. I might be done with that. I might save this. There's like a whole. Ain't even a roach. That's not even a roach, man. That shit just killing me right now. Well, Rob, if you man, since you're still here, I'm gonna tell you something funny. Um, there's a dude I work with. He works security. There's a dude who works security at my job, and I forgot what I was wearing. We are talking about something. Damn, I remember. It was something about the Seahawks and 49ers game. You know what I'm saying? We are talking about that for a little bit, and then he was like, he said, "Oh, I'm a Niners fan," you know, but he's like born and raised in Seattle. But he's like, "I'm a Niners fan." I was like, "Okay, that's. I mean, I'm not tripping on that. That's cool." He said, "If you didn't know, original Washingtonians, they were 49ers and Raiders fans because back then there were no other teams on the West Coast. It was just 49ers and Raiders for a long time." So he said a lot of original Washingtonians were Raiders and Niners fans. So I mean, I don't know. He's pretty much just saying that him and his family, you know, they've been around since before, what is it, 1976, obviously. So pre 1976, because that's when the Seahawks first appeared. Seahawks is finally 50 years old next year. Um, it was just Niners. It was just Niners and Raiders. It was just those two teams. You know what I'm saying, on the West Coast. And this is probably like pre Rams and pre Chargers. Obviously, that's another team on the West. Um, but yeah, that's kind of interesting when I think about it, because my mom came here in 1970, and then my dad came here in '79. But my grandpa's been here since like for a minute. He's been here for a minute. My great grandpa got here in 19. What year is that? In the 30s. He was here in the 30s. He came to the States in the 30s, United States in the 30s, and was in the Seattle area in the 1930s. But nobody knew about shit. I mean, obviously they knew about, like, the Mariners have been here for the longest, obviously, right? Um, and then the Supersonics started in 1967. The Supersonics in 1967, and then they won a championship in '79. So by '79, a lot of immigrants started coming to the city, which is really interesting. So it's like it's I don't know, cool historical sports facts. You know, a lot of times, like certain areas, like I know when the Pittsburgh Steelers were winning, like a couple years after that, they started getting some money in the city, and then they started getting more immigrants there. So one of my friends that was here, he was from Nepal. He's Nepalese. He's from Nepal, and he was saying after he gets the certification here in Renton/Seattle, he was gonna move over to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So little places like that where Pittsburgh Steelers and the Pittsburgh Penguins be winning and shit. You know, they got money in the city. Sports has an effect on those major areas, working class places as well. So that's my thing with like sports, is like I try not to be like so caught up in sports and other people's lives that actually do the sports and the professional stuff, because that's none of my business really. But you like it when your team wins, but a lot of that does affect the politics of a region, if not a city. You know what I'm saying? So like places like where the 49ers and the Seahawks play, that's where all the tech companies are at. You know what I mean? It's a bigger rivalry. It's like a city rivalry where like people who spend money at them places and they flex on the highest level going to each other's games as well. So it's a really interesting thing. Interesting politics. You know, sports is a really interesting thing in that regard. Got to start curing this joint. The rest of this, I'm gonna smoke this on another live stream. Just how you do it. You purge it out, you save it. That's what I'm doing right here. Woo! What did I step on? Cigar got me woozy though. I didn't inhaled and coughed a little too much. Pause on that. Man. A little extra. But yeah, man. What can I say? I might walk over there, down over yonder, check out the sunset as I walk through. You know, get that going. That was like a little interesting fact. Got the ash on me. Yeah, I'd be thinking about that shit. That's also like the Lakers been around for so long. People were Lakers fans for a long time too. That's another aspect. Everybody dip. There it is, man. We hit them zeros. There it is. We out there, huh? I'm gonna give it till 80 mark. 80 mark. No engagements by the 80 mark. I'm out. But yeah, man. That it is, man. I'm trying to just lead like that. That's all I can do. That's all I can say. Really. That's all I can say. That's all I could do every day. Trying to get right. Right just about everything. You know. Yep. All right, Rob. Yep. Yeah, when I hit that 80 mark, I'm gonna be out. No one else engaged. I'm gonna just reserve the phone battery and I'm gonna just call people. But if someone else drop in and say what's up, I'm gonna just say what's up to them. Just keep it talking. Got my hour in. Trying to get better at working smarter and not harder. That's what happened today. For a whole hour, we were pouring. Rob, I don't know if you were here for this, but for a whole hour, we were pouring out beer, expired beer at the job. You know, vendor comms had some beers that were expiring. We had to pour that shit out in the sink. We could have did it quicker, but I was like, you know, I'm gonna move fast on this. I got you. I'm gonna move fast. There it is. Oh shit. Yeah. Let's see. 79. Yes, that's 79. I'm getting better at all this. Should have did it on the C. I'm tripping. There it is, man. That's it right there. It's a wrap. Nope, not yet. That one's really right there. The ash and the cherry out, man. The burn is gonna hurt, but it is what it is. Rip it off. I mean, just be smoking cigars, not just tripping. Anyway, yeah, I was talking to people at work. They're like, "What made you stop drinking? What's going on?" I was like, "Man, I was just tripping every time I drank. I wasn't like rambunctious fighting people, but I just like I need to activate this energy just sober. You know what I mean? I got to tap into that the right way. Right just ain't easy, man. That's the fucked up part. It ain't easy. Live stream today was a little better though than last time. Better connection this time. Yeah, buddy. I guess that's one thing when people ask what's going on in the stream, what's going on today. I'm like, it's nothing new. You know what I mean? It's nothing new, but like I will say it's like it's a new it's a new day with the same conversations, really. That's all it is to me. New day, same conversations. It's as good as I'm gonna get it wrapping it up. Pause. But yeah, I'm out, yo. For those that tuned in, chilling. I'm gonna hit on these calls now. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace.